the gimmicks, the garments, and the glitter. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, the gimmicks, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakudash. Welcome to another live lesson. You just heard the name of this one, the gimmicks, the garments, and the glitter. And pretty much this is, centered around these Israelites that know that they're Israelites, that woke up to being Israelites, that go out and teach on the streets, that speak in the name, some of them speak in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but they really lack the true substance of the men of the Lord, because it's nothing more than for show. And this is why you have to have all of this fancy production, fancy garments, this fancy presentation, and everything, these different gimmicks that they sell you on. Because ultimately, what it all boils down to is a lot of these individuals are doing this for money. That's why they do things to cater to the masses of the world, of Jake. I'm just getting one quick precept that just came to mind. I believe that's either 1 Peter 5. Let me try 4. 4 and 5. 1 John 4 verse 5. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. Because otherwise they will not be able to reach a large congregation if they didn't do things that were pleasing to the masses. And the reason why they want the masses is because they want money, pretty much. And we're learning that in this thing, pretty much a lot of these so-called leaders that are causing Jake to go astray, they're pretty much doing this for money. They're catering to the people so that they can get paid, pretty much. This is like another hustle to them. They're not concerned with the exaltation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but the exaltation of themselves. They love the limelight. They love, the praise of men. They love being lauded. The goals and aspirations that they had in the world was, for the most part, was to be somebody famous, and they couldn't get it because they didn't have the talent that it took, to get it. They found a alternative in this truth. It's no different than the pulpit pimp, in these pork chop eating churches. It's nothing more than a new hustle, a hustle to make money, pretty much. They saw, and they were hustling in the streets. They had the gift of gab. They knew how to get over on people to talk them out of their merchandise, their money, and they just turned that into the truth and put on a garment, put on this phony facade as this great man of the Lord. But the whole time they're lascivious, they're, doing it for filthy lucre's sake, whether it be for extortion or whatever the case may be. It's not coming from a sincere place in their heart. It's coming from a place of, to get gain. Because in their eyes, as the scriptures say, supposing that gain is godliness. So the mindset of the world, these, pork chop pulpits, is the more you have, the more God is blessing you. The less you have, there's got to be something wrong with you. It's that same prosperity doctrine, and they just put an Israelite twist to it. That's why we're called bums at Great Millstone. And anything that's gone wrong, Great Millstone did it. The earth is out of orbit. The stars are not aligned right. The air is polluted. The water is polluted. There's big ass, island of plastic in the sea. There's holes in the ozone layer. The SpaceX blew up yesterday. The economy's fucked up. The politicians are corrupt. Jake is on drugs. Jake are deviants. You got moles and alphabet people among Israel. The food is polluted. There's GMOs. All kind of chemicals in the food. Women are out of order. They're like rattlesnakes. Pit bull mixed with rattlesnakes. I believe that's what elder high priest Ariah used to call them. And all of that you see going on in the world, all of the woes of the world, the wars and the economy crashing, and the new system that's going up on the MOTB, that's all GMS's fault. It's all our fault. Everything is our fault. Everything you see wrong in the world, it's because of us. Homelessness is because of us. Joblessness is because of us. The drug epidemics because of us. The migrant problem because of GMS. The detention centers and police pulling Jake over and shooting him and killing him in the streets. It's GMS's fault. But that's okay because, this is something heavy because there's a great persecution coming. There's a great persecution coming. And we are going to be blamed. And brothers have been speaking about this. I remember Elder Yashawamba speaking on this and other brothers. There's a great persecution coming for the Israelites, for us, for the true men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And just like Yahushai had to go through his hour, of darkness, well, we're going to have to go through ours. So pretty much everything is being painted so that we can be the scapegoat for everything, just like Yahushai was. Because at the end of the day, they're really denying Yahushai. It's not us that they're denying because, he that despiseth not man, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who sent us. That's why it says they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. But for some reason, that mindset of being hated, these guys don't want to deal with, and everybody else looks at it, well, so everybody hates you. That means that you ain't right. Well, majority of people hated Yahushai. Does that mean he wasn't the son of the Most High? Does that mean he wasn't the Messiah? No. It just means that he came in the right spirit. So limelight refers to a situation in which someone receives a lot of attention. And that's what a lot of these guys want. They want a lot of attention. Yahushai said it best. He said, you love to be called rabbi in the markets. They like those fancy titles. They like those elevated fancy titles, the fancy dress, the fancy garments. Because really, when you go deep into it, they're really empty inside. They're really little. They're really small on the inside. They really are not, they need the validation outwardly to make up for the lack that they have inwardly. And that's a sad case when you need constant validation because you have such a low self-esteem about yourself that you count on the lauding and the praises of other people to make you feel bigger because you're really small on the inside. And this is why they use this truth as a platform to elevate themselves and to get all that praise and fame. So limelight refers to a situation in which someone receives a lot of attention, especially from newspapers, television, etc. It can also refer to a spotlight unit for the stage using a flame of mixed gases directed at a cylinder of lime and special lenses to concentrate the light in a strong beam. So pretty much they just want a lot of attention. They love the limelight. And that's pretty much what's happening. All right, now let me just get this precept. I got a couple of precepts. I'm going to get this precept first. Matter of fact, before I get this is for you people out there, you Israelites out there that ask why can't we all come along, get together, get together, be together, stop camp banging, stop, the division, stop this, that, and the other. You really don't know what this truth is all about. You're just a spectator. You're just a cheerleader. You are, you know, operating by the emotions of this world. You really think in your mind and your heart of hearts that the best way to come to make something better, or come to a better solution, is for everyone to come together. But that's not what this truth is about. Which shows you don't know what the truth is about, because Israel really as a whole, as far as the truth is concerned, was never together. So when we go to Luke 12, right, 51, because this scripture came to mind as I was putting these other precepts together, going through some of the precepts in the Blue Letter Bible. This came to mind, Luke 12 and 51. This is Yahushua himself speaking. Let's hit it with the red. See, the red letter edition. Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather what? Division. So Yahushua came to bring division, not to bring unity. He came to bring division because he's only concerned with gathering his elect. When the elect is sealed, that's why the angel, in Revelation 7, it speaks about the angels not hurting the earth until the servants of the Most High, the elect, are sealed. Once the elect are sealed, that's when the Lord is going to destroy this place. So the Lord is sending his angels out here with this message to reach his elect. Once his elect are sealed and the prophecies are fulfilled, then the destruction comes. He's not looking for every Israelite out there. So for you to have a mantra, or a motto, 12 tribes worldwide, you really don't know what this is about, because the majority of these individuals, I'm telling you like it is, the majority of these guys that are in leadership positions are doing this for the money. It's not coming from a sincere place. Now, you have some that are sincere. The Lord knows their heart. But for the most part, the majority of these guys that you see out there teaching, especially, the old heads and the young heads, they're they're in this thing for money. Lasciviousness, money, filthy lucre's sake, and everything else but for the truth. And this is what we were speaking about at camp last night. I was at the camp with the elder Bonsapad, the elder Mike Allah, was with the young elder Tazama, and the elder Kanak from the San Francisco camp. We had a camp, and we were talking about these individuals denying Yahushua. And that's what's going on. You're seeing a great denial of the Lord. So let's read this so we can get into some of these other precepts. NLT, do you think I have come to bring peace to the earth? No, I have come to divide people against each other. See? So Yahushua came to divide people against themselves. And who do you think he's talking about? He's talking about the Israelites. Do you not think that it's an easy thing for Yahushua, who is the Son of the Most High, who is the Messiah, who is the second spirit, the greatest spirit underneath the Most High? Do you not think that he had the power to tell those Pharisees, the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, and all those individuals that were questioning whether he was a Messiah or not? Do you not know that he had the ability to tell them that he was born in Bethlehem? And he didn't. They believed that he was born in Galilee. He could have easily said, no, my father's from Bethlehem. I was born in Bethlehem, but we had to flee into Egypt. If you remember in the history, when you go back, the persecution that Herod and his army brought against the children of Israel back then, and killed and slayed the young boys from 2 years old and younger, that was because of me. And when Herod was dead, the angel told my father he could come back to Jerusalem, but he was nervous because his son Archelaus was in power at the time, so he ended up going up to Galilee. You see? It was very easy for them to tell him that. And they would have searched their records and then they seen, yeah, he's right. And then they would be like, oh man, the Messiah. But he didn't do that because he came to bring division, man. That's why a lot of you individuals out there don't know what you're involved in. You're just spectators. You're just cheerleaders on the sideline. The majority of you are just watching this thing for entertainment. You're not watching this or learning in this thing to really cement your salvation. You really don't give a shit about this truth. You really don't give a shit about the Most High Yahushua. All you care about is the next gossip column. Like this whole charade that's going on right now, this madness that's going on right now with Al-Azhar. You people you got hard-ons for that. You know, you women, you know, your barfling gland is moist because of this whole bullshit. You even got this dickhead vocab doing something on it. You know, you have people out there that don't even know about Israel doing videos about Al-Azhar. You know, because it's all a game to you people. It's all about making money and merchandise. The most controversial thing, you know, that you can put out there so people can send you, you know, whether you have a super chat or Patreon or whatever it is, that Cash App or whatever it is that you have. It's about making money. It's not about the truth. But the Lord is making a separation, man. And we're in a heavy time of judgment, as videos that the brothers been putting up. So it says, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And then there was another one that said, you know, a man's foes are they of his own household. So what are you people reading? You're sheep, you're lost sheep. You know, and a lot of you are going to be taken out because you are useless eaters. You know, to coin a term of the bankers, the international banking families. Isaiah 30 verse 8. Now go write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. So this book is a witness against everything, against us, against the world, against everything that's going on, whether it be for righteousness or whether it be for wickedness. And for the most part, it's wickedness, you know, because righteousness is going to be very small in these times. It's going to be like that mustard seed. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. So you're not concerned with this word. Some of you that are just, you know, members or viewers, some of you that are leaders, hear the law of the Lord, because you'll talk about, you know, the law of this and the law of that. I keep the law perfect. Isn't Sakari a group that's taunted or not taunted, that is known for saying that they keep the law, that you got to keep the law perfect, and they keep the law? So what happened? Why is this whole thing falling apart? Because that's a gimmick. It's a lie. They're not keeping none of us can keep the law perfect. It says, which see to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And this is what Jake likes. You know, they don't want to hear the truth because they can't handle the truth. The truth is too powerful, too pure, too straightforward. And most people that listen to the truth, like, nah, I can't get with that. I hear you, my brother, but nah, I can't get with that. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Jake don't want to hear this truth, man. Even guys that call themselves leaders and you know, members of these different groups out here. You're going to find out, man. This is why the Lord said that there's going to come a point where he's going to make a separation. And you're going to know who serves the Lord and who doesn't serve the Lord. You know, we're just going to keep speaking what the Lord told us to speak. We don't give a shit how much dirt you try to throw on our name. You know, you could call us we're the worst thing since Hitler. We're the worst thing since AIDS. We're the worst thing since the Ebola virus. We're the worst thing since the C19er. We're the worst thing since anything on that ever any wicked thing that has ever happened on the earth. GMS did it. You know why the flood happened? Because GMS did it. It was GMS's fault. That's why the flood came. You know why the fire rained down on Sodom and Gomorrah? It was GMS's fault. You guys keep saying that. Go ahead. You know, and all of a sudden, you know, this guy, General Yohana, who you haven't seen in the streets, we haven't seen him in the streets in years, you know, all of a sudden he's going to jump out there and say that all this stuff that's going on is because of us. We're the ones that are at fault. You know? So anything that's wrong in the world, GMS did it. Just remember that. If the stock market crashes, remember GMS is at fault. You know, if a bird falls out of the sky, we did it. It was our fault. These planes that are having these problems and falling out the sky, it's GMS did it. It's our fault, according to you guys. So let's go to 2 Timothy 3. It's going to be a glorious day to see the Most High, man. Just open up on you people, man. And really just start taking you out. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. This is what we're coming into. And this is what us here in the Great Millstone are being prepared for. And you guys in Great Millstone that's full of shit, that's bullshitting, and guess what? You're going to get caught up in some serious shit. I mean, by now, you should already see what's going on. And if you have a opposite mindset of then to give your all to this truth, you should repent from that and give your all to the truth and do everything that you can for the Lord whenever you can. Because the time is coming, man, that the Lord is going to start cracking down. And that's when individuals are going to want to get serious. When the Most High starts making some real examples. All right? It says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. And you can see this. These guys are in love with themselves. They love the limelight, as we read. You know, they love the attention. They love to be praised and honored and glorified. Here it is. Our Lord Yahushua hasn't got his glory on the earth yet. How the fuck can we get our glory and feel good about that? And the man, he ain't get his glory yet. And he's the one that made it possible for us. So how does that work? How can we get glorified here now when our Lord isn't even glorified yet on the earth? So for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous. You see that? Boasters. Oh my goodness. Proud. Blasphemers. Disobedient to parents. Unthankful, unholy. These are all self-explanatory. And this is all different individuals out there. And all of these hats could apply to one person. But it applies to all of these demons out here that call themselves Israelites, that are in camps or that are in leadership positions. Without natural affection. And you see that. Truce breakers. Yep. False accusers. And then they'll say that we lie on individuals, that we bear false witness. But that's all they do against Great Millstone. All they do against us is bear false witness. You know, saying we grape little girls, or, you know, we swap wives, or we swap women. You know, all kind of manner of bullshit. But the Lord sees all of that. See, you can talk all the shit you want, curse us out, blame us for everything. And you might go 10 years. You might do a 10, 12-year stretch without anything happening to you. And all of a sudden, boom, the pickle scandal. Incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. That's why I said they hate him that rebuketh at the gate. You know, I marvel sometimes because I'm like blown away by stupid statements that these guys make. to the point where I'm like, are these guys even reading the scriptures? Or what Bible are these guys reading to make such stupid statements? Everything that's going on right now is written in the scriptures. Yahushua warned us. The Old Testament prophets warned us. The disciples of Yahushua, which became apostles, warned us. The Apostle Paul and the men that were with the Apostle Paul warned us of the things that were coming and the way that we would be treated and the things that will happen and how you could, how a tree from its fruits or by its fruits, of how individuals would be in these times, lovers of themselves, wanting the uppermost seats in feasts, being, dressed the finest, looking down at those individuals that are not dressed so as good as they are. All of these things are in the scriptures. So what are you reading? Or are you reading? Or are you even getting into the scriptures? It says, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. And that's the case. This is why they go so hard, for whatever it is that they're doing, so that they can get that money, so that they can live, so they can ride around in Hellcats and nice expensive cars or whips, nice expensive cribs, expensive clothing, bringing the world into the truth. The same nigga that they were in the world, the same spick that they were in the world, they're in the truth. But now they just have a different hat on as a priest or whatever hat they're wearing. But it's the same demon that was in the world, just brought into the truth. We're supposed to be different. We ain't supposed to be acting like that. Having a form of godliness. This is the key point. Having a form of godliness. They have the look. They have they got the garments, the baddest garments with the fringes and the borders of blue. And, you would just think that they were an ancient prophet that just came out of the ancient world. You got fire shooting out and sparks coming out of their eyes, and, you would think that damn, these got to be the men, because look at how they dress. But that's all facade. That's all cheap veneer. That's just a front to make up for the very small person that these individuals are inside, that they need this kind of validation. Because if you're comfortable with yourself, you're not going to try to put yourself out there to make people laud you and praise you so that you can feel good about yourself. If you can't feel good about yourself because of yourself and the things that you accomplish, then there's something wrong with you. You have a low self-esteem. You're not comfortable in your own skin. You're no different than these actors. Like Johnny Depp. He pretty much hates himself. That's why he takes all these different roles so he can become something else, because he doesn't like really who he really is. And like many other of these actors, you're very shallow inside. Having a form of godliness, but this is the point, but denying the power thereof. How are they denying the power thereof? By denying Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. With their mouth, they give the honor and the praise, but their heart, they really are anti-messiahs. So the word for denying here is Adneomahi, says to deny someone, to deny oneself, to disregard his own interest, or to prove false to himself, act entirely like himself, to deny, abnegate, abjure, not to accept, to reject, to refuse something offered. So they're really refusing the Messiah. They're denying the power. They're denying, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but acting like they're with it. So it says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. We're given instructions on what to do with these different individuals and the ways that they act. Now let's go to 2 Peter. It's another one. We're going to try to get through as many of these as we can. 2 Peter chapter 2 and 1. It says, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you. So why are you individuals out there so surprised when you have, individuals that are brought out to be false prophets? When the scriptures tell us that these things are going to happen. The Apostle Paul said that even among yourselves shall arise false teachers. In so many words, when you go back to Acts, the 20th chapter, it says, who privately or, in secret shall bring in damnable heresies, because these things come out, they'll start teaching things that are off, but they'll teach it in secret. They'll look for the vulnerable. They'll look for allies before they actually come out and say it. That's how you know a dude ain't right. Because if a revelation is given to you, why not speak about it? To the men that so that everybody could be edified. No, you speaking about it secretly, and then all of a sudden you see you being a demon. You see like 4 or 5 other demons in your congregation that will put you, and then this is the point right here. Even denying the Lord bought them, and you guys, you deny Yahushai. You claim that you believe in him. You claim that you defend him, but you're really denying him in your works. It says, and bring upon themselves what? Swift destruction. And I gotta say, this whole situation with Eleazar, that was swift. One day he was riding high for 12 years since the time he cursed Elder Apostle out, calling him all kind of N-words and all that. And all the Elder Apostle has done is speak highly of this guy, in certain points. Give him the benefit of the doubt. And this guy, all he can do is just talk shit, slander the man. Talk shit about other brothers in Great Millstone. Hey. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and shall speak all manner of evil against you for my name's sake. For great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets. So we must be doing something right. Great Millstone must be doing something right. Takinos, swift, quick, makes me think of the word taxi. Takinos, swift, quick, shortly, swift, curt, impending. So their judgment is impending. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's see what it says in the NLT. Sometimes the NLT comes through, and sometimes it goes off. Let me see, NLT. But there were also false prophets in Israel, just as there will be false teachers among you. They will cleverly teach destructive heresy, see, and even deny the master who bought them. In this way, they will bring sudden destruction on themselves. All right. It says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways. Why? Because they're going to be deceived. The blind leading the blind. Pernicious. Apoleia. Apoleia goes back to the word Apollos, or the name Apollo, or Apollos, which means destruction. Like you have in Revelation, the 9th chapter, Apollyon, which means destroyer. And by the way, Richie from Boston, he's a biter. He's a biter. Yeah, that guy, man. I mean, I used to like him, but it seemed like I don't know what's going on with him. Something's off with Richie today, or something's going on with that guy. He did a video recently of these Air Force planes or something like that. They're called the Locust. And then he puts in the title Revelation chapter 9, I think it was. And I'm like what? I know he's not saying that Revelation chapter 9, the locusts are planes from planes. Because I never heard anybody ever outside of One West ever talking about those locusts and saying that those were the planes, any type of plane, whether it was World War I or not. And sure enough, that's pretty much what he was saying. But what he was doing was he was reading Revelation 9, but he wasn't breaking it down. He just read it, and then he just let the Edomites speak about the different planes and what they call locusts. And I was just shaking my head, like you just, man, Elder Apostle Gabar said it best. This is a thankless job. It's like, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai, the Lord allowed us to do all the hard work and the labor and the heavy lifting. You brothers also that have been laboring in this thing, all the brothers. And now everybody else is getting the credit for bringing out what we've been bringing out for, for decades. I mean, it's a laughable thing sometimes, and sometimes it's like, my goodness, but it's okay. It's all right. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai has it recorded in the heavens, and that's what's important. So they're gonna bring. Let's read this again. It says, "And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of." And you see that right now. That's why the Apostle Paul said, "They might become your enemy because I tell you the truth." It says, "And through covetousness, which they do, shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you." These are all clues and hints and instructions as to what to watch out for. And you see these guys doing this. Extortion, doing this, the same spirit that was at One West on certain individuals, the Central Command. Don't give grudgingly. That was a thing back then. Don't give grudgingly. Nowadays is, hey brother, can I borrow, $500? I'll give it back to you. Borrow them, then you come back to him a week later, hey brother, I'm gonna need that money. Oh no, brother, you said it was charity. That's the latest one. My goodness. And it just shows you that's a spirit, it's a demon. Because these guys weren't in One West, but that's the same spirit that some of them individuals had. Follow the breadcrumbs. Scriptures give us everything we need. They make with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Yeah, because judgment is going to begin at the house of Israel. Just bear with me 1 second, Babakusha. Okay, Salaki for that. So let's go. The Lord's about to bring judgment. Let's go from there to the book of Jude. Just going to read one verse here. And this is what we were speaking about at camp last night. The 9 of Yahushai. Jude 1 and 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. So see, you got these guys that think they're slick. They think they're getting over. But they don't understand that the reason why you're doing this thing, even though you're not being judged for it right away, is because you were ordained for that condemnation. Just like the elect were ordained to be delivered. They were ordained by the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai, to be saved. You know, you guys were ordained for condemnation. And you don't understand that Yahweh Bashem El Shai is watching you. You know, the scripture says such a man only fears the eyes of men and knoweth not that the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. It says here, ungodly men, see? Because they're ungodly. They have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. So they're really ungodly men that are playing the part. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. It says, turning the grace of our Lord, of our power, into lasciviousness. And you see that going on. Now we understand even more and more the word lasciviousness, which is an unbridled sexual lust. You know, whether it be adultery, whether it be Moism, whether it be freakism, whether it be, you know, S&M, and all that madness and, you know, dominatrix type shit, you know, all that bullshit, you know. It says turn, you know, wanting a woman to manhandle you. Man, that's a goddamn turnoff. Remember in the world, this woman, you know, that I was dealing with, you know, she like one day she just got a demon on her. She grabbed me and said, "Give me a kiss." I said, "Ugh." You know, needless to say, after that day, I was like, "I'm done with you, bitch." She just grabbed me and said, "Give me a kiss." I was like, "What? Bitch, fuck out of here." You know, that shit was a total turn. That was a fucking turn off. A fucking manly woman, fuck out of here, man. Dominatrix, man. You fuck's wrong with you guys, man? It says, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord power and our Lord Yahweh Shai. Because if you deny one, you deny the other. You deny one, you deny both. Matter of fact, let's get into this real quick. I was going to save this for later, but let's get into it now since the denying part is, you know, we pretty much got that covered. Let's go to Matthew. I'm thinking about that shit now, getting mad. Fucking bitch gonna grab me, talking about give me a kiss. Bitch, I'll fucking throw you out that goddamn window. Fuck, man. Fucking hoes are out of fucking order. Matthew 10:32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. So you guys keep playing with the Lord. Keep playing with him. That's why he said, you know, matter of fact, let's get it. Let's not talk about it. Let's get it. Matthew chapter 7. And these, man, these scriptures like this are so powerful, you know, but they get overlooked because it's not, you know, it's not the deep breakdowns of Daniel, you know, and Revelation and the Apocrypha, you know. But this is our foundation. This what you see it. This is our foundation. You know, the foundation of this whole truth, which is Yahweh Shai, which a lot of individuals slide right by because they don't. You know, the scripture said that Yahweh Shai made himself of no reputation, but you guys want the limelight. You want the reputation. You want to be praised and lauded because you're small inside. You're a little person inside. You know, you're a weak individual inside. You're very insecure. So you have to put on that phony facade on the outside to validate yourself. And you need the praise and the Lord from the masses of the people to help you feel better about yourself. Mark 7:21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Because if you don't do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you deny Yahweh and you deny Yahweh Shai, and you will be denied. Many will say unto me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? You see that? Some of these guys are out there in the streets, they go to camp, they hold camp, you know, they're out there for hours. And in thy name have cast out devils, yeah, because you, through your testimony, you could have converted people out there. You know, and some of those people you converted, guess what? They could be a part of the elect, and you not. and in thy name done many wonderful works. Yeah, we went to Smyrna. Salaki, I know Apostle Gabar hates that. Smyrna. Salaki Apostle. You know, you going all over the United States, different places, different places all over the world. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Because you say, but you do not. You know, you talk it, but you don't do it. You don't walk it. You're telling the people, keep the laws, teach the laws, and you don't keep them. Let's go to Romans real quick. Romans chapter 2. This is another one that came up in the precepts which is a really good one. The precepts on YouTube. I'm from YouTube. Got YouTube on the brain. In the blue letter, Salakia. So it says Revelation 2:20. Matter of fact, I'll start at 17. It says, behold, thou art called a Jew and restest in the law. A lot of you guys are resting in the law. We keep the law to the best of our ability, but we know that the law is not going to save us. We know that it's Yahweh Shai that's going to save us, because by you saying that the law is going to save you, you got to keep the law perfectly, then you're taken away from Yahweh Shai's shine. You're taken away from Yahweh Shai's great sacrifice, because you're pretty much saying you can come up another way. You don't have to go through the Messiah. So we keep the laws to the best of our abilities. No, I don't sleep with fringes on my drawers. No, I don't sleep with fringes on my socks. No, I don't have fringes on my bed, on the cover, on the comforter, on my pillow. I don't have fringes on my laptop. I don't have fringes on the mouse. I don't have fringes on my smartphone. I got a little notebook over here. I don't have fringes on the notebook. I don't have fringes on the pencil. I'm drinking some juice that the brother made for me. I don't have fringes on the mason jar. Fringes are not going to save you. It's whether you are the elect or not. That's what's going to save you. Bottom line. It says, and makest thy boast of the Most High, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are most excellent, being instructed out of the law, right? And a lot of you keep the law, but you don't know the law, and are confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, but don't know that you are in darkness, just as much as they are. An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. So you have a form. Everything is a form, having a form of godliness, having a form of knowledge. But what are you actually doing with the knowledge when people aren't watching you? What are you doing? Thou therefore, that which teaches another, teaches not thou thyself, right? Because it's not just about teaching somebody to live a righteous life to the best of their ability, but you have to also practice what you preach. You can't tell, Jake out there not to eat pork, but secretly you slobbing pork now. You can't tell Jake out there not to commit adultery, but you're committing adultery. That's why you're going to get the greater condemnation. That's why Yahweh said, judge not that you be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. So if you're judging somebody on something that they're doing, that you're doing, you're going to get the worst punishment, because you're being a hypocrite, because you're doing the same exact thing you're telling them not to do. Thou that preaches a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonorest thou the Most High? So when you say keep the law and you break the law, are you dishonoring the Most High? Of course you are. For the name of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. Now, let's go from there. Let's see what this says here. I had a couple other precepts, but I want to get to some of these. Let's go to 2 Timothy 2. Let's see what this says. Verse 8. 2 Timothy 2:8. It says, remember that Yahushua of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel. And that was a big thing back then. The resurrection of Yahushua, which still is a big thing today. But the point was, back then, you know, you had individuals that denied the resurrection. Like at one point they believed it, but then they denied it. And they denied it to the point where they started teaching others that the resurrection never happened. And it started to overthrow the faith of some and make them shipwreck. But the Apostle Paul cursed them out and put curses on them and sick Satan on them. It says, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer. Ooh. So we're suffering trouble as evildoers for defending Yahushua. And we were having no other way. We're in the spirit of the apostles when they rejoiced that they were worthy. God damn. To get beat for Yahushua's name's sake. Man, no, you got to have a hell of a spirit, you know, to get beat down for defending Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and then rejoice in that. It says, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds. So don't be surprised if these devils out here that's calling themselves Israelites, that's talking shit about us and saying all manner of false, you know, witnesses and lies against us, get us locked up. Remember, some of us are going to get put to death for this word. You know? So Elder Pastor keeps saying it. We have to get in that mindset. You have to really sit down and think within yourself. So if I get ready to get put to death, what am I going to do? I said, fucking put me to death, goddammit. You know, tired of this fucking place anyway. Tired of this fucking world anyway. You know, I know where I'm going. You know, this fucking raggedy ass world. I mean, only reason why I'd rather be here is just to teach you brothers, you know, and a few sisters, you know, from the experiences that I have, you know, in this word. But outside of that, I have no desire for anything. You know, it says, but the word of Yahweh Bashem Shai is not bound. So you could bound us, you could bind us, you could kill us, but guess what? The word still lives on. The word is living, ever living, constantly flowing, constantly growing. You know, you can't stop it. There's no way to block it off. You can't, you know, box it in. You can't itemize it. You can't categorize it. You can't put it up on a shelf. You can't put it in the closet or a vault and lock the door. Only Yahushua could do that. Because it was given to him of the Father. Matter of fact, let me get that because that was on the list anyway. We go to Revelation. This is beautiful, man. Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. It's truly amazing, man. Revelation 3:8. I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and has kept my word, and has not denied my name. Beautiful, man. You know, so Yahushua opens the door and he can shut it, or he can shut it and it can't be. Once Yahushua shuts it, it can't be open. So going back to 2 Timothy 2:10, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake. Why? Because these persecutions that we're going through is pretty much for teaching the word, so that the word can go out and the Lord can seal his elect. You know, Apollos planted, Apollos planted, Paul watered, but the Most High gave the increase. We don't give the increase of anything. We ain't sealing nobody. We ain't sealing the elect. We're just teaching. The Lord allows the word, his word, to go into the minds of the elect and seals them. Our job is just to teach, warn, prophesy. That's it. That they may also obtain the salvation which is in Yahushua HaMashiach with eternal glory. It says, it is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. And that's true. Because we are dead to this world, but we are alive in Yahushua. When Yahushua died and we learned about this, guess what? We died. But then again, at the same time, we resurrected through this word. We became new men. Sisters became new women. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. And this is something that a lot of you guys don't want to do. Nah, suffer, man. Shit, we've been suffering long enough, man. Fuck that. This truth is all about suffering. Suffering, through depression or whatever, suffering ailments, suffering loss, suffering fools, suffering these minions out here, these demons out here. So as if we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. If we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. He cannot deny himself. You see? So regardless, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Let the Heavenly Father be true and every man a liar, that thou mightest be, justified in thy sayings and overcome when thou art judged. So at the end of the day, this word is going to stand. No matter what you minions say out there. No matter what you devils do. No matter what you devils say. And I'm talking about you devils in Israel. I'm talking about the Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 of Israel. And I'm not talking about the small hats. I'm talking about you. Demons out there. Every last one of you devils, you're going to stop this word. The Most High is going to do something to you. You have no clue or no idea that judgment is not lingering. It's right around the corner. And this could be the year where the Lord really makes a real big example. I had a thought the other day when the brothers were here from Houston that the Lord is going to take a broom and sweep a whole lot of dudes in GMS out. A lot of bullshit artists. A lot of demons. A lot of spies. A lot of infiltrators. A lot of non-sincere individuals. A lot of extortioners. Guys that are, taking the brotherhood's kindness for weakness. That's using brothers. And brothers out of the kindness of their heart will help you. But you being a goddamn demon, you're taking advantage of them. But the Lord sees you. Because it's happened before. We've had demons in Great Millstone that caused other individuals to fall out because they used them. So the bottom line is that Yahushua cannot deny himself. Let's see what else we got. You know what? Let me get this one here, Revelation 3:8, and I'll probably get two more, and then we'll close out. Okay. No, I'm sorry. It's Revelation 2. We just read Revelation 3. Revelation 2 and 13. I started at 12. And to the angel of the church in Pergamos write, these things saith he which hath the sharp sword with two edges. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. Man, if this ain't Satan's seat. And thou holdest fast my name. Do you see how important the name is? And has not denied my faith. Excuse me. Even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth. So have not denied the Lord's name nor his faith. Let's go from there to Ezekiel, because this is for you. This we apply this to them jakes in the world that's spectators, but this really applies to you individuals that call yourself Israelites that are in the ministry. Call yourself in the ministry too. Ezekiel 33:30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses. Yeah. And this is you individuals talking all manner of shit against Great Millstone. But the Lord sees it though. And speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Yeah. Because you know the names. and you come to the videos to scoff, talk shit, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, right? Because you know you're Israelites, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them, right? Bringing out time and time again that the MOTB is the micro C hip, and many other things. But you don't do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. See? Because it's all about covetousness with a lot of these dudes. It's not about sincerity. It's not about truth. It's about them, selfish, self-centered. It's all about them. Me, 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 me. Never mind what the Lord wants. It's what they want. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. See? So you deny the Lord, and the Lord is going to deny you. Let's see what this says here. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to end it with this one here, Matthew 23. This is a whole curse out session to them wicked Pharisees and Sadducees. Matthew 23, I believe it was just the Pharisees, though, in this case. Matthew 23 and 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! And that's one of the things that piss Yahushua off the most. For you are like whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. So you have the appearance. Oh, yeah, beautiful outward, man. God damn, that's got to be a man of the Lord. You see that magnificent robe he got on? Look at those fringes. Oh my God, border blue. He got fringes on his garment. He got fringes on his hat. He got fringes on his drawers. He got fringes on his pajamas, on the door of his bedroom. God damn, that's a man of the Lord. But are within full of dead men's bones, because you're full of shit and of all uncleanness. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. And you deny Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Therefore, the Lord is going to deny you. So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. To the next time I say Shalom. And you can read Acts 3:13-14, where the Apostle Peter and them were cursing Jake out, said that they denied the Lord and desired a murderer. We see that going on right now. Not that the guy is a murderer, but here it is. They denying the Lord because these individuals have been denying the Lord, and they desire this individual. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Shalom.